What's up, guys? Cave Talk episode 68. Today, I had a crazy experience, okay? And I'm gonna walk you through it. And for you guys maybe listening, you won't see it as that crazy because it's social media, right? You're not me, if that makes sense. You're not living my life, so you don't feel the same emotions as me. So when you hear someone talk about something, it's different to when it happens to you, right? And I'm not saying that in an insulting way, that's with everything in life. But I want to start off with that. Okay, so I'll walk you through the whole experience, right? I was walking outside, and by the way, again, it might not sound that crazy, but 100% it was God's sign. I have zero doubt in my brain that this was God's sign, because I'll explain it, right? I was walking outside, I was going for a bike ride. The first part of today, to be honest, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, nowhere near enough work, right? And it's the 1st of June, so it's the first of a new month, right? And I should have got more work done, I didn't, who cares, I can't go back in time now. But I wasn't in the best mood, okay, I'll be honest. And another thing I want to, predisposition this with is I had a record month, okay? June, let me actually open a window, it's kind of a bit hot in here. But May was my record month, okay? Biggest month I've ever had with my business. Biggest month I've ever had in terms of income. I've never made more money in a single 30-day period in a single month than I did this month, right? Or last month, I should say now, because we're on the 1st. So a lot of people would say, oh, like, you achieved that, wow, whatever. In the past month, I think I've went through more mentally, right? And there's not anything specific I can even mention, because I don't even know what it specifically is. But I went through more mentally and battling against myself than I ever have in a single month. All right? And there's been certain things which have happened, nothing awful, like, thanks to God, right? No one's died or anything, nothing like that has happened. There's just been some little things which, I don't know, I've just been battling with myself, okay? I don't even know how to explain it. But anyway, right, regardless, I've been battling myself mentally. There's been a lot of up and down. There's been constant up and down in terms of sadness, happiness, etc. Really trying to find God's peace. And anyway, I was about to get on this bike, right, which I have. I was open the bike shed, took out the bike, okay? And as I was putting it on, and I was putting on my helmet, I said to God, right, and I didn't say it out loud, I said it in my head. I guess I almost like whispered it to myself, whatever. I said, God, like, please just show me a sign, right? And I didn't say God, actually. I said Jesus. I said, Jesus, please just show me a sign, right? Now, I'm a Christian. I'm Catholic. So, obviously, I believe in Jesus. But there are times when your faith is tested. Okay, there's times when you have way more faith and times when you have way less faith. And that's just normal. So, I was like, Jesus, please just show me a sign. Like, help me. I don't know what I'm going through. I don't know if I'm just feeling sorry for myself. I don't know if I'm just overcomplicating it. Maybe I'll look back in a month and think I'm being stupid. But please help me. You know what I'm going through. Please help me. Or show me a sign, I said, right? I went on the bike, and I kid you not, I went for 10 seconds. In fact, well, because I'm inside the car, it's hard to show you. But out there, literally about 10 meters away, 20 meters away from where I'm at right now, there's a tarmac, right, which goes down. It's almost like a little driveway sort of thing. And on each side, it goes down a little bit because there's grass, right? So it's almost like a bump, right? So you've got the tarmac here and you've got like some grass on the sides like that. It goes down. And I got on the bike, right? And this is just literally less than 10 seconds after I said, God, show me a sign. Put on my helmet, blah, blah, blah. Started riding for less than 10 seconds. And I don't know what happened. I think I must have lost focus or something. But I was thrown off the bike. So before I knew it, the bike was on the floor. Like, when, I don't know how to explain this. When you get in like an accident or something happens, whether it's like a car accident, motorbike accident, or you're like running and you trip over. Or I don't know how to, like, a lot of you guys have probably had like bike ride accidents, whatever. It kind of happens quickly, right? And then when you look back, it feels like it was a long period of time. Like, it feels like I was in the air for like 5-10 seconds, which I obviously wasn't. I was probably in the air for like a second. But anyway, before I knew it, the bike had went off the trail like that. Right, and I wasn't focusing, so I went flying forwards, right, onto the tarmac. Went flying forwards on my 2 hands. Funnily enough, I'm not even joking, there's literally basically nothing there. I do have a scrape here, and I do also, I don't even know if for some proof, I do also have a plaster here, right, just so you guys know I'm not making this up. Oh, in fact, I managed to put some blood on myself, right, great. There we go, so that's kind of proving it to itself. So it's still bleeding. My ankle is still bleeding on the bottom there. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But that's just to show you some proof. So as you can see, I'm not making this up. Anyway, I went flying on thing. I think my ankle must have got twisted inside. Or not twisted, but it must have got stuck a tiny bit inside the bike or whatever. So that started bleeding, right? That's where most of the pain's coming from now. But it doesn't really hurt. And I landed. And even my bike helmet, actually, the tip of it like went a little bit against the tarmac. So luckily I was wearing a helmet. If I hadn't, I probably would have smashed my head a little bit, right? But I landed, and I'm not even joking, for about a good 10 to 15 seconds, I was just on the floor. Like, I was just speechless. Like, you know when an accident happens, you just don't know how to react. Right? Like, I wasn't going to cry because it wasn't like an immense sort of pain, I guess, adrenaline, whatever. But I just hurt, right? I was hurting and I was just, my mind was blank, basically. So I picked up my bike, I got up, I picked up my bike, picked up my helmet, right, with both hands, whatever, and started walking back to the bike shed. And then it clicked. Right, it clicked in my head. By the way, I was going to go for a bike ride. Obviously, when you fall off your bike, I was like, all right, I'm not going for a bike right now. Started walking back. It was also just a shock. Started walking back. And it all clicked. I was like, that was God's sign. That was God's sign. Right, now you might be saying, what was God's sign? Right, was there a white light? Did Jesus appear? No, none of those things happened. But I asked for a sign, and 10 seconds later, I go flying off my bike. I know for a fact that that's not a coincidence, and I could feel that inside. So I was thinking like, okay, what's the sign? What's the sign? And then I just felt myself, like, I almost felt myself say it out loud. I was like, just be grateful for every moment. Be grateful for every single moment you have. And that was just what happened. And I know this sounds like bollocks, and it's like, oh, is that all that's going to happen? Whatever. But please try and understand, it was a sign from God. Okay? He was like, be grateful for every moment. Right? And here on my, so I've got this, right? Obviously I've got my cross here as well. Got this little band which has a Bible quote, which I'm going to share with all of you guys, which says, let your light shine before others, which is Matthew 5:16. Okay? It's a beautiful Bible verse, one of my favorites, especially now that I've got the band as well. Let your light shine before others. Okay? And I thought, okay, well, let me make a YouTube video on this. I was already going to make a cave talk. I actually missed out yesterday. I don't know how. I'm sorry, guys. This is not being consistent. We're like 3 days in, I've already missed out a day. I completely forgot. I thought I'd already done it. When I went to sleep, I was like, no, I swear I did one today, but I got the days mixed up. Like, I'm not even joking. But anyway, I was like, all right, let me talk about it. So there you go. There's my little story. You might say, well, what do I take away from this? Be grateful for every single moment. Okay, because I was being ungrateful. Like, now that I think of it, before I went on the bike, I was being ungrateful. I wasn't in a good mood. I was feeling a little bit sorry for myself. And again, you might be like, why? Because, like, I had a record month. Everything should be going fine. I'm about to finish college in 3 weeks, etc. But I wasn't grateful for some reason. I don't know how to explain it. I wasn't grateful. As I said, I've been battling myself mentally a lot, especially over the last month. But anyway, this isn't here to feel sorry for myself whatsoever. I have nothing to feel sorry for, right? I've got everything, you know, God's given me all the gifts that I could have possibly asked for and all the people around me that I need. But it's just to tell you, be grateful for every single moment. Okay, don't take any moment for granted. Don't take anything you have for granted. Right? Your health, your fitness, your ability to walk, your ability to run, your ability to swim, your ability to love people, your ability to speak to people. All these things, there's certain people in this world that don't have those abilities. There's certain people in this world who would die to have those abilities, who would do anything to be in your position. So that's today's message. I know it's very slow and it's not hyped up and I'm not screaming at the camera like sometimes I do. But it's just to tell you, man, like I felt like God literally asked me to tell you guys as well. Because, you know, I had the story, I had the experience. But I want to share it with other people as well and hopefully impact and help you guys as well. So this isn't a usual cave talk. It's just more of a sort of update on my life and also something to go back on in a couple months. Just to think back on, but it was a sign from God, right? And now I already feel more peaceful, right? Once this experience happened, I got back inside. I put a plaster on, but I just felt more peaceful. And I don't know how to explain it. I just felt more peaceful, right? And actually, one detail I forgot to actually mention is when I went inside, I went down to my office, right? Because I sleep and live upstairs, and then I've got an office downstairs, right? As I said, I'm moving out soon anyway, but got the office downstairs. I went straight into the office before I even went upstairs, whatever. And I kneeled down, I grabbed the cross, and I prayed. And as I was praying, I don't usually cry. In fact, it's quite rare that I cry. I don't cry much at all, unless I'm either in extreme pain or something extremely sad has happened. Probably haven't cried for at least like 5-6 months now, maybe even more. I'm not even sure. Voice break. But anyway, and I just started crying. And at first I was like, why am I even crying? Like, I was literally questioning myself. And this is the thing, like, I'd love to be able to say I can explain this whole story and all this experience in a perfect, amazing, chronological order. But I can't, because there's so many different things and I'm still getting over it myself, right? It only happened like an hour ago, 2 hours. Yeah, maybe an hour and a half ago now. But anyway, I rushed inside and I just started crying. I kneeled down and I just started crying. And it was tears of joy. And I know that sounds weird, but it was tears of joy. Because I felt God's presence. I literally asked for a sign 10 seconds before I went off my bike, went flying. I asked for a sign. I said, Jesus, show yourself. 10 seconds later, once I get on a bike, I fall off my bike and I go flying forwards. And the messages and the sign is, be grateful for every single moment. You know, don't look at your life and just take it for granted. Don't look at every single day and boom, goes past, goes past, goes past. Don't let those days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months without you taking them, right? To make the most of each day, make the most of each moment, make the most of each opportunity. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to say for this cave talk because I'm still a bit taken back myself. Still getting over it. But yeah, stay close to God, guys. Let God into your life and just speak to Jesus. Okay, like, I know it's a very cliche thing, but literally just speak to Jesus. Just like talk to Jesus as if he was a normal person. Right, that's what I've been doing. Just speak to him and say like, Jesus, show me the way, or Jesus, help me. All right, Jesus, whatever you're going through. Like, I don't know, there's going to be multiple people watch this video. I don't care if it's 1 person, 2 people, 3 views. I don't care about views. I don't do this for views. If I did it for views, I'd have a lot more edits and I wouldn't be yapping for 12 minutes without any edits in a very slow manner. I'm doing this to impact people. I'm doing this to change lives and to help you guys as well and document my journey. Right? But speak to Jesus, whatever you're going through. Right? If right now your business isn't doing how you want it to be doing, or right now your health isn't where you want it to be, or your relationships aren't where you want to be, or you're lost, right? A lot of you, maybe you're young, you're lost, you don't know what you want to do with your life. Just get on your knees and just grab a cross or just speak to Jesus. You don't even have to. Just put your hands together and pray. And just speak to Jesus, okay? You don't need to be like, it doesn't have to just be our Father, right? If you want to say our Father, go for it. But it can just be you literally just speaking to God, right? Like you would to a friend, because he is your friend. Just speak to him, just like, Jesus, I'm going through this. Please help me, Jesus. Show me the way. You know, I feel alone, right? I'm battling with myself mentally. You know what I'm going through better than anyone else. Please, Jesus, help me. And I promise you, if you do that sincerely, he will help you. Okay, because Jesus is with every single one of you. Every single one of you listening to this have Jesus. He's inside your heart. He's trying to present himself. He's trying to speak to you. You need to open your heart and you need to let him in. Okay? Anyway, that's the end of this cave talk. I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. It's now about 6 p.m, but I'm already tired. You might even be able to see I have a little bit of eyes on my back. It's not actually that bad. And I've got a fresh trim. Not sure if you guys noticed, but it's 6 p.m. now. I'm going to get an early night because I only got like 7 hours of sleep last night and I wanted like 9. But yeah, it's 6 p.m. right now. Hopefully I'll get to sleep by like 9:30, maximum 10. I'll be up early, hopefully 6:30. Hopefully, we'll see. But definitely before 7. And I'll make a cave talk for you guys tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I know this has been a bit of a weird cave talk all over the place, but I hope it helps. Stay close to Jesus. And one last time, I'll just read out this quote. Okay, let your light shine before others. Matthew 5:16. With that said, that's the end of this cave talk. See you in the next one.